Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new podcast episode. This is Brushstrokes and Breakthroughs with Tyler, Art Therapy, Mental Health. I come to you with a new episode. It is titled Positive Affirmations. And I think it's time we get into it. Let's begin. Acknowledge your shortcomings, learn from those failures, and embrace them. We have to change our mindset on the negative and work on knowing there's a positive outcome that can be achieved. As humans, we're so judgmental of our own lack of achievements, when in fact, we should be proud that we've made it this far in life. And at the time, we may not be where we want to be with our current place in life. Today, we will discuss positive affirmations and what short-term goals we can achieve and how we can get there within the upcoming year for the foreseeable future. To learn what our focus is and how we can get there, we can learn from those failures on what went wrong as we work towards achieving it. We must believe in our potential to succeed. There's a saying, trust the process. In anything and everything you do. We often allow ourselves to see what we want to and not what we need to see. That can better affect our judgment. I've had times where thinking maybe my dreams were unrealistic. I must learn to destroy that negative way of thinking. And that's where art came to me, my passion and drive to create. The times we fail doesn't outweigh the moments we succeed. The failures don't define who we are as a person. I believe art has helped shape me into the person I am today. There's a few positive affirmations I want to discuss with you guys, and why we can be thankful and say to ourselves how proud we are. Number one, you could say, I'm thankful for my creative gifts that have allowed me to express myself. It could be a sport-related topic. If you're good at sports, you practice any different form of craft that you're working towards, whether it's writing poetry, writing a book, studying, architecture, anything of the sort that has helped you towards achieving that goal. Like you study things like YouTube is a great source of, obtaining knowledge. Different textbooks that you can absorb and just learn from. TikTok is another thing that's always changing. So, since the time of social media, everybody's just been utilizing that and watching short videos on how to do certain things, because the attention span of a lot of people nowadays is between 10 to 15 seconds. Once they see that first thing, between those times, it's either it captures your attention and grabs it, or they'll just swipe right past through it. They don't really care. It's kind of sad to say, but other things to be thankful for. I'm thankful for my drive to keep pushing forward, no matter what challenges that I faced or may someday encounter. I'm thankful for having the courage and strength to be a voice for many that have struggled with mental health. Now, diving back into being the voice of mental health, it was just like speaking for those who are afraid to speak up on covering the topic of doing so. Like, not many people want to dive into that because they're afraid of being judged on why, mental health is just they try to say it's a whole mind thing. I think it's not just a mind thing. I think it's also within. It plays a serious role, in everybody's day-to-day life, such as, like anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, all those different things that can affect you, having a mental, physical disability as well. These things can be very challenging for people. And so moving on to the next topic of discussion within art therapy, I'm thankful that I have taken those steps towards achieving my goals and dreams. This is the time we need to sit back and thank yourself for what you have achieved in that present current time versus what you have not yet achieved. There'll be times when once you're working towards that goal, you'll gradually, achieve each one step by step. And just take that time to be thankful for like the accomplishments. Write it down. Keep a journal on you, just to write down like, okay, this is what I did today. I've done this and I think I'm doing pretty good. What else can I work towards? I feel like if we actually have our own little journals, write down goals for ourselves, whether it's short term or long term, we can actually work towards achieving them. Setting that time for yourself. Like, remember, it's not a race. You pace yourself, you'll get there. And what are some other things to be thankful for? Oh, you should be thankful and claim that victory for when you do succeed and achieve that accomplishment. I'm thankful for God, family, and my relationship with my mother and my girlfriend as well. I'm thankful for many different things that I really probably can't come more to words to say. And, my mom has always been there to believe in me no matter what it was. She's been there to step away. My girlfriend's been there as a good, support person as well. And she has never given up on me. Hope I continue to keep striving for what I believe in and working towards those goals I plan to achieve. I'm overall thankful to live and breathe, to share my heart and this podcast I created, not just for myself, but for everyone that needs to have a voice, to reach out to them. Being able to help them and be a guiding light. Those are a few positive affirmations. We must be willing to sacrifice and appreciate those little things in life that matter. I've learned to accept my failures. It just means I have to work harder towards achieving those goals. My beliefs and trust, with my art therapy is to spread awareness and encourage others to follow your dreams. You can say to yourself, what I know is I am strong, I'm a winner, and I will succeed. I'm grateful for this time I can share with others as an artist, a visionary, a loving son, a brother, a cousin, a friend, as a person of purpose. If you all have made it this far, thank you for listening to my podcast. And I believe we can all push past that barrier that tries to stop us from achieving greatness. We must all use our creative minds and share those gifts with the world. We can't be afraid to chase after those goals. We can't be afraid to fail and never to try because we won't know the outcome. We can't let our minds be clouded by fear of never succeeding. We can't just throw away our dreams. We can't let that part of our souls just diminish and wither away. We can succeed. We can achieve our dreams. We can make our reality and vision possible. I will never give up my gifts and talents that were bestowed upon me. I always speak up for what I believe in, and I will continue to strive and further improve my artistic creativity. I will achieve my goals and dreams no matter how long it takes me, and I will be the voice of many who needs a guiding light in the darkness. I'll reach my hand out to those in need. I'll never quit or give up on myself nor them, and I will continue to improve myself to achieve greater heights. That's some of the things I believe, myself that I can work towards achieving. We have to be confident, even in the most darkest of times. And sometimes we have to start small and work our way up each step of the way to something bigger. We have to conquer the smallest mountains and travel through rough terrain over obstacles that are in our path. That once we've mastered ourselves within facing those inner and outer struggles, we can then further reach limits we have yet to achieve. When we face these obstacles on our path or overcome anything life may throw at us, we must not give up and give in to fear of failing, because in the end, it prepares us to become better and equipped with the proper tools that we can utilize then to succeed. We must face what's ahead. You are more stronger than you know. I'll leave you guys with this quote I've heard before. You never start, you'll never finish. That was a quote made by Denzel Washington. The tools are there for us to build our future. You just have to decide whether you're ready to utilize the knowledge and gifts you inherited that were passed on to you. In the end, we must be grateful, share those talents with the world, and grow together. I want you to create a list of short-term goals for yourself and take the time to write something that you want to do within like the next upcoming year. It could be something planned, before it's over. If you want to travel, whatever else it is, you want to start painting, finishing up on a novel, you want to read, right? Now, I encourage you to do whatever it is that you have set in your mind and heart to do, whether it's short or long term. And then I want you to come back and tell me how your journey is going. It doesn't have to be long term, just something you want to achieve and work towards the future. I thank you guys once again for listening to the podcast, for making it this far through my journey. There'll be another podcast coming out soon. I'm sorry this one was delayed, but it takes time. You can't rush progress on something that's very important to you. Sometimes it may take longer than you would like it to. And thank you again. This has been Brushstrokes and Breakthroughs with Tyler. And thank you for listening and watching.